Welcome back in our episode of NBA 2K14. And you know the last episode right now, yesterday, the Lakers beat the Spurs by 2, 120 to 118. As you see, Kobe Bryant got 34 points and 13 assists, including the game-winning shot at the buzzer and the 4 down to the wire as Lakers. Kobe Bryant, he missed the free throw in the first free throw, could not get the seal, the bro that did not lose the game last time, and right there because the Spurs trying a fury comeback as 34 points and 13 assists for Kobe Bryant, 26 points for Nick Young, and the other hand, Tony Parker got 29 points. So now let's check out some division standings in the Atlantic Division, and I didn't start the game. I forgot to start the music yet. So let's check out in the Eastern Conference. We got the Philadelphia 76ers leading the Atlantic Division, but the New York Knicks still have a shot for the first place, by 25 and 42 now. If they chance to win, they can move up the fourth place with Boston and Toronto, but still have a chance to get in the division title for the Atlantic title. Philadelphia still lead in the division title for Atlantic, 31-37. So coming up next, we got the two of the non-flop loss in the Eastern Conference rivalry. And I forgot right here, won a huge battle in a close game yesterday, won by the Lakers, 120 to 118. So, no loss in the Eastern Conference rivalry, featuring Paul George of the Indiana Pacers take on Carmelo Anthony of the New York Knicks. And for this game, the Indiana Pacers gonna use the yellow shirts, and the New York Knicks gonna use the white. So the Pacers and Knicks met each other for the third time this season. Knicks won the first match on November 20, and Pacers won the second match on July 16. So that will be a good one here once again. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. Once again for this game, the Pacers gonna use the yellow and the Knicks gonna use the white. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. We'll be right back after this. Enjoy the video here in Madison Square Garden, New York City, also known as MSG. And now we're going to send to Kevin Harlan here at the world's famous arena, Madison Square Garden, also known as MSG in New York City. Anyways, let's get started. Enjoy the video. Now, here it goes. Enjoy.
Welcome everyone, I'm Damon Bruce and this is the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday night basketball. It's going to be the Indiana Pacers up against the New York Knicks. And now we send you out to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll catch up with you again at halftime.
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. And breaking down the game, let's take a look here at Tyson Chandler.
And he's a screen setter, Kevin. It's something that's very underrated, but you watch him. If you lock in on him, you'll see all the screens he sets, ball screens, lateral screens away from the basket. He's got them all down, and then he's got the ability also to roll to the rim and finish.
And we can't forget to mention his rebounding now. When you watch him, just keep an eye on the way he battles in the paint when the shot goes up.
Certainly some confidence for Indiana with the win in their last matchup against the Knicks. Tied 1-1 after the win. We'll see who can get the edge.
That didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game, and no matter what unit was out there, it looked like a mismatch to me. He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you. In his return to New York, I tell you, Raymond Felton looked to have his best season yet as a pro. He came in and made plays and filled the void left at the point guard spot for the Knicks.
It's Anthony with the drive.
That's a quick foul to pick up here in the opening quarter.
And he's knocked off course by the knee. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws. Roy Hibbert picks one up. And for Felton, I guess just something in the water in New York. He's played his best basketball in the big city.
Yeah, he had a good run there several years back before he was traded to Denver as part of that Carmelo Anthony trade. And now that he's back in New York, Felton once again having a terrific impact on that team.
Here's Hibbert. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
Outside Anthony. J.R. Smith on the wing. That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet. And 6 points for J.R. Smith.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Hill with it. Oh, Felton defending. Hill dishes to West. Kicks it to Granger. Anthony on him. Danny Granger again. Granger's got his second basket of the night.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
And Danny Granger gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Outside Felton. There's the triple. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
West goes to the reverse layup and claps it in. West has got his first basket.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Earlier, I spoke with Frank Vogel. We talked about Amari Stoudemire and what he brings to the table as an opponent. The one thing Coach was most impressed with was how physically gifted he is as a big man, saying, you see him get up and down the floor out there. He moves like a guy half his size. He's just a freak of nature.
Thanks, Doris. The Pacers making a change here. Stevenson's checked in. From 12 feet out, again, Indiana.
Boy, I'm surprised he took that shot. He was at a huge size disadvantage in that matchup, but boy, great job to bury it.
Outside for Felton. J.R. Smith on the wing. Anthony. Back to Smith. Some nice passing by New York here. Felton the pass to Stoudemire. There's the dish to Chandler. And stolen by Hibbert. Poked away. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Pacers making a switch here. Hill kicks to Stevenson. The pass to Scola. On the wing, Hill. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him. He's made a name for himself in the league as being one of the best undersized fours out there, guys. Louis Scola can go up against somebody who's much taller than him and still find a way to make his way to a hook.
And here is Hill. After Meadow World Peace hitting the three. And here is the fast break. Felton leading the way. And Bargnani throws it down.
That's exactly what you want coming off a steal. Get into transition. Find an easy basket.
Yes, sir. The ideal fast break opportunity there.
Pacers trail by 7. And Scola, Steve, at 6'9", not the biggest or most athletic player certainly on the floor, but he does a good job on the glass. He seems to be a very solid player.
And he plays very physically on defense. He's not afraid to get into you. Probably struggles to defend the more athletic players, but I think Scola is one of the smarter, savvier players we have in this league.
Mahaney's jumped in for Roy Hibbert.
Well, right here, Kevin, we can get a look at New York and what kind of numbers they've put up these last 10 games. 8th in assists, 8th in field goal percentage. And they're a top 10 team in three-point shooting.
And the top 10 in assist number that you talked about really is what stands out to me. It's a beautiful team to watch. They like to share the ball. They really work hard at the offensive end to make sure they get the best possible shot every time down the floor.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just a tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
Yeah, in fact, 3 of the last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Now here's Johnson. Pass to Copeland. He passes to Watson. Johnson from past the arc. It's good, and Watson picking up the assist. Johnson's got 5.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick three of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Back and forth sequence right there. Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys.
Here is Watson, following the basket by Raymond Felton. Watson dishes to Johnson. Here's Mahinmi. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Mahinmi's got his first 2 points of the night.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Last outing for Indiana. They won that game against Philadelphia.
And in that game, as I watched it, they were dominant defensively down on the low block, just controlling the paint.
And you know, once they got a few blocks, the shooters started looking around for those shot blockers, which is no way to be effective offensively.
Bargnani with the ball. His last outing, he had 8 points. Here's Martin. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Free throw good, Martin. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. Knicks lead by 7. We've got more in store for you right after this.
We get closer and closer to the playoffs. Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls go up against Paul George and the Indiana Pacers this Friday. Don't miss it.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Knicks.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for them early on.
Yeah, their passing has been terrific, too. Clark, we're seeing a lot of assists, really moving, kind of flow offensively. I like what I see.
J.R. Smith and Melo filling out the perimeter. Martin is out there with Chandler, and it's Prigioni in at the point guard. Here, the group New York will start the second leg. Hill passes to Granger, and the foul called on Kenyon Martin. That's his first foul.
Well, he tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
David West, he's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. Watson for 3. The shot's good on the assist by West. Watson's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Pacers. Here's Anthony. It's stolen by Hill. And it's Johnson penetrating. And again, it's Indiana converting.
The mid-range jumper becomes a pretty high percentage shot for him when he has that kind of space.
Smith kicks to Anthony. Back to Smith from deep. And the shot is good. Smith's got 9 points.
Well, when you think about Easton offense, his name comes to mind immediately. Doesn't take much for him to get it going and run off a string of buckets.
And don't forget now, a walking highlight reel every time he steps on the court. His flair for the dramatic makes him worth the price of admission all by himself.
And it was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Anthony kicks to Smith. And the Knicks hit it in from deep.
often does wonders for guys that play with that national team. He came back with all kinds of confidence and seemed to be at another level.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for the Pacers. Paul George comes in for Orlando Johnson. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Granger kicks to George. Sinks the triple. George has got 5 now. And for Carmelo, boy, he really excels in international play. Guys knows him.
Three-point line is just a bit short. Brings it right into his comfort zone. So he can play that zone buster role for Team USA. I'll tell you what, he can do so many other things too because of his size and quickness.
And here his coaches talk about his defense is better than they expected too.
Ironic, isn't it? Really?
A nice shot by Granger. For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Well, there's no doubt they played well enough to win that game. It truly could have gone either way.
Well, the lesson in this one is you can't just play well for 3.5 quarters and expect to win. I mean, they didn't close it out the way they should have. That's on them.
With the teardrop. Hibbert against Anthony. Well, if you believe that a point guard's defense is just as important as his offense, then these guys have been outstanding lately. The point guard steal leaders for the past 10 games. But take a look at Hill. Opposing teams always need to know where he is on the court.
And with these guys, they're always going to give you an outstanding effort at both ends of the floor. And it takes very aggressive defense to put up steal numbers like that.
And that kind of aggression is exactly what you need from your point guard, Steve. At the point of attack, he sets the tone for your defense. And this bunch gives their counterparts very little room to operate on the perimeter.
Out of bounds, Knicks ball as New York keeps possession. The Pacers making a change here. Stevenson's checked in. New York calls timeout.
Yeah, clearly they were starting to show signs of fatigue, so coach wanted to give them a second to get their win back. Well, the numbers since the All-Star break, and here's how Indiana ranks league-wide. First in blocks, 9th in free throw percentage, and they're in the top half of the league in scoring as well. Not too shabby.
And to me, what jumps out is the blocks because they're an intimidating team. They really control the ball.
How about that basketball, man? Wow. I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares?
As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Indiana. They've had a great season, and will look to extend that into the playoffs. And checking out New York. Right now, quite a ways down below.
When I look at New York, they performed at a level well below what I thought they were capable of. I mean, I expected a much, much better showing out of them.
You're not the only one who thought that, Clark. I mean, even if they weren't going to be an elite team, I think most people felt they would at least be competitive and solid. But they are really struggling.
Shots good.
Well, there's a reason he's one of the top scorers in the league. Melo is so versatile offensively. He gets in that triple threat position, and then it's a kind of a pick-your-poison dilemma for the defender.
Well, he's got a honey-sweet stroke as a jump shooter. He's equally dangerous putting it on the ground or attacking the teeth of the deep or going over the top of a good defender. We've seen it all the way back at Syracuse. This guy has gotten better with time, and he's one of the elite scorers we've seen in the league in a while.
Taken away by Felton. Feeds to Carmelo. It's stolen by Hill. Teardrop shot. Chandler with the block. The second chance effort, and the shot is good. West has got his second bucket of the night.
When they pulled up from mid-range more often than not, they buried.
You know, that's not always the number one option, but if the defense gives that to you, you got to take it. His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
Knocked away. Hill dishes to Hibbert. Tyson Chandler grabs the board. The Knicks leading by 5. And here's Felton from the arc. Good. Felton's got 8 points.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Chandler comes with the double team.
Already he's looking at his third foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the third quarter.
Pacers have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
Well, guys, with the Knicks playing a space-the-floor pick-and-roll offensive scheme, I mean, Tyson Chandler is a hand-in-glove fit as the high-flying finisher inside, keeping defenses honest and then cleaning up the mess on the weak side board of shots and missed.
Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin. Just so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Hill passes to Stevenson. It's tipped. And oh, here we go. Hill, nobody back. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Textbook example there of how the use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Felton kicks to world peace. Stoudemire, guarded by Scola. Stoudemire in the post. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
Look at the combination of size and touch. That's why he's a great finisher down low.
Oh, no. Not the guy you want to put on the line, Kevin. He's an ATM from the free throw line.
Pacers have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. And Indiana making a change here. Good on the second free throw. From midcourt, no good. And that concludes the first half. It's the Knicks leading by 7. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Now, presented by Sprint. And it's a good one going out in New York. Glad to have you with us for our halftime show. The Knicks doing well so far. They're facing a team with a lot of talent, but haven't backed down. Everything's going right for Carmelo Anthony. He's all over the court against this Pacers team. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that. On the Pacers side of things, they managed to hang around. Tenacious offensive rebounding. Their second chance points are piling up. George Hill making the most of his minutes. He's got 9 points, and his defense has been very solid. He's been bothering shots. He's keeping his hands active, making it difficult for guys to score on him. A few tight games around the NBA. Let's check them out. Out in Philadelphia, the 76ers have the lead against Chicago, holding on to a 4-point advantage in the fourth. And another one also in progress. The Charlotte Bobcats trailing to the Nets out in Brooklyn. Things are not looking too good for them out there in the third. And to look now at the rest of the action from around the NBA. For the Celtics over in Boston, they're trailing to Miami, about midway through the third out there. And that's all we have for you here in the studio. Now let's send it on back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the second half of play. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And standing tall over New York Harbor, the Statue of Liberty, as we welcome you back. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Well, he shot his share of free throws, that's for sure. I mean, he got to the line, drew contact, and you love getting to the free throw line. Easy points if you can get them.
Steve, I think they may have to rotate the defensive assignment on him from now on just to avoid foul trouble on any one player. I mean, keep throwing a lot of fouls on the guys.
Checking out the group in front court to start the second half. George and Granger on the perimeter. Down low, West and Hibbert, and it's Hill in at the 1 spot. Granger for the 3. Good, the assist goes to Hill. Hill's got his 3rd assist on the night. Anthony with it. Outside, Felton. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Felton's got 11 points.
Just putting on a passing display out there.
Well, just add another fantastic assist to the highlight reel for this guy.
I think he's been kind of passive today, and maybe that one will get him going. I think for them to be successful, he needs to be the one to do the bulk of the scoring.
Well, George Hill, one of those unique stories, playing with his hometown Indiana Pacers. He's a native of Indianapolis, raw Ripple High School, was drafted by the Spurs, played in their system for 3 years out in San Antonio, and was acquired by the Pacers in a draft day trade back in 2011, and it's worked out well for both teams. Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style.
I like the simplicity.
But there was some style there, Kev. It was a pretty sweet one-handed flush.
And now the fast break. George with the ball. And goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
And you can hear the reaction of the fans to that call.
Well, it's obvious they did not like it, Steve.
Anthony against Granger. Outside Anthony. Back to Chandler. Shot clock at 6. Stoudemire trying to break free. And there's Chandler. That's good. On the assist by Anthony. And prior to last season, the Pacers signing George Hill, 5-year, $40 million extension.
He's a good player. Really good combo guard. Can shoot it well from distance. Can run a team. Maybe not a traditional point guard, but somebody who can help you win. I think he's a good move for the Pacers.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up.
And Kevin, what stands out to me is his array of moves down on the low block. The low post scoring, back to the basket game. That's what he does, and that's a valuable weapon for a team to have.
And Steve, you look at him, he is a banger. I mean, he really enjoys the physical aspect of the game.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Bargnani is checked in for Chandler. Hardaway subbed in for J.R. Smith. And he's fouled in the act of shooting. Chances in the three-point play. Roy Hibbert picks one up. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Indiana. For New York, they have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9. Here's Stevenson. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Stevenson's got his second basket.
They're rolling now. 5 straight hoops to start this quarter.
Watson's shot is good.
That is a terrific effort on the shot. He's giving up a lot of size, but still finds a way to score.
I don't think that affected him in the least, though, Steve. I mean, he made it look like he was the bigger guy.
A nice shot by George.
What a great start to the second half. They still haven't missed a field goal.
Back to world peace. Dishes to Bargnani. West with the steal. Here's Stevenson, averaging 6 points per contest. Granger, all alone. Again, Indiana.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
The Knicks leading by 4. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. And here's Watson. 5 points in the game. And that one's good. Shumpers.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Now, here's Stevenson. He's covered by Watson. Rejected by World Peace. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
A moment here now to check out the numbers for Paul George. 12th in blocks, 17th in rebounding, and defensively, he's been really good. He ranks in the top 20 in the league in steals.
You know, Steve, something else that you pointed out was that his interior defense hasn't been too shabby at all. I mean, he's got some terrific block numbers.
And the basket by Scola.
They ran that inbounds play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
The Knicks have gotten nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime.
Well, you look at Paul George, my man, PG-24, the young swingman out of Fresno State. Boy, he had a terrific year last season. Was the most improved player last season and a first-time NBA All-Star. Consider how young he is. Just turned 23. And he's got the potential to make plenty more All-Star games. And I think he could ultimately be a Defensive Player of the Year sometime in his career.
Oh, yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I prefer the refs to whistle with a block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Smith kicks to Prehio. Outside, Felton. Here's the foul. It's on Mahinmi. That's his first foul. And for Paul George, the 10th pick back in 2010, what a terrific find for the Pacers.
Well, he was already a good player, but I think the injury to Danny Granger last season created the opportunity for George to really emerge as an all-star. And that's exactly what he did. Dangerous inside and out, excellent defensive player, has a chance to be really special.
Watson kicks to Mahinmi. With the lead pass. Watson's shot is good.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in the second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
Martin with the bucket.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. Some changes for Indiana. Granger comes in for Orlando Johnson. Lance Stevenson subbed in for C.J. Watson. Here's Hill. And again, it's Indiana. New York leading by 8. Felton dishes to Martin. Preheoning. Smith outside. And he hammers that one down right in the face of Roy Hibbert. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying hard to get back. Into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, Mark?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense. That's for sure.
The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. Knicks lead by 8. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports.
Monday, March 24th, Paul George and the Indiana Pacers take on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. Be there.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
How about the 3-point shooting we're seeing so far, guys? Amazing.
They've also jumped on any opportunity they've had to attack the basket tonight. I mean, excellent penetration.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And New York, looking at who they've got. Anthony, Stoudemire, and Chandler, their front line. The guards, Ray Felton and J.R. Smith. The bucket is good, and then a chance for one more. Hibbert, and so he's picked up his final foul. He will sit for the rest of this game. Mahinmi's checked in for Roy Hibbert.
Boy, still waiting for their first miss from the foul line this half.
100% since halftime, is that right? I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon if that keeps up.
Shots good from West.
Boy, what a display of offense we've seen today, and it's only getting better.
Well, both defenses have been on their heels all day, and it's begun to take its toll.
It seems like they've given up far too many points from the three-point shot today. A lot of open looks out there.
I agree, Steve. The defensive rotations have been abysmal.
Hill with it. Felton with under. That's good. 16 points for Hill.
He is feeling it. A terrific percentage from the field.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thanks, Kev. Mike Woodson had some words for his team over that last break. His message? I don't want us patting ourselves on the back just yet. We can congratulate ourselves after the final horn. Right now, we need to go out there and take this one home. Guys?
He feeds it to George. Granger outside. Again, Indiana.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Outside Anthony. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. 22 points for Carmelo Anthony.
4 of the last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
The Pacers making a switch here. Skola's checked in. T2 from Hill. And dead on that time. Beautiful shot. The Knicks leading by 8. Here's Stoudemire.
And this sort of awesome pump is one of the reasons this team is in charge. This game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right. Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
Scola passes to Granger. And Indiana, another 3.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
Knicks have gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. And it's Anthony with the jam.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And he does it as well as anyone. Tremendous skill in the air.
On the wing, Granger. This one for 3. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
Back-to-back threes for him. The defense is slacking off a little.
It does look like their energy is lacking at this point.
Anthony kicks to Felton. Back to Anthony. Outside, Felton. Launches a 3. Gets it to go. And the Knicks lead by 9.
All of those three-pointers coming off his fingers have been right on the money.
Hill dishes to George. Running by Shumpert. The kick out to Hill. And Indiana, another 3.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Outside Shumpert. Chandler, running by Scola. High, arcing shot. And Chandler with a nice bucket inside.
How about that cloth, soft touch? I mean, just a gentle little teardrop, almost like a falling leaf. A leaf falling down slowly to the ground. Very sweet and colorful, too.
Chris Colton's checked in for Indiana. Granger outside. Fires the 3. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got his 8th assist in the game.
That's now a dozen straight points coming off wide open three-pointers.
You know what it looks like to me out there, guys? I mean, it looks like All-Star Weekend out there. We know how much defense is played there. It's actually defense during the All-Star Weekend, no D.
George passes to Hill. Granger lets it go with the 3. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
And if their last 5 makes, all have been from long range.
Yeah, and the defense has not done a good job of pressing in and denying. I mean, they're hanging back, playing on their heels. They're not being the aggressors here. The offense is taking advantage of it.
And that's his first 3 of the second half. They're really lighting it up beyond the arc in the first.
And the foul on Maury Stoudemire. That is his first foul of the game.
They're close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
He is remarkably hot this quarter. He has yet to miss a shot.
Here's Smith. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. From downtown. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
He's just been the man since the start of this quarter. Just a tremendous period of basketball for him.
It's stolen by Stoudemire. The drive by Anthony. The dunk and the foul. Powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. Take advantage, Rangers.
They are not letting up, guys. They just keep coming out.
And I'd say that lead is too big to overcome at this point.
The Pacers making a switch here. Mahinmi's checked in.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and polish it off. Good job there recognizing the mismatch and then just going straight up with the shot. He's got a major height advantage.
Money! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. 26 seconds left in the game. And an intentional foul right there. He drops the first one and increases their lead to 6. Chris Copeland's checked in for the Pacers. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good. Hill kicks to Granger. Connects! And now they trail by just 4.
That's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
And they just got the clock, so there's a foul.
Yeah, you can't let them pound the ball and just milk those precious seconds away.
No other option here but to foul and hope for a few misses at the line.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
And the Pacers score. Time here. They're behind by 6. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
I think they have to go for a 3 right now, don't you, Park?
Yeah, I don't think they have any choice but to go for the 3, Steve. He hushed them up with that shot.
Well, a huge bucket there to stifle the crowd. You're right.
It's like they're stunned. They don't know what to think.
The Pacers making a switch here. 12 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible. So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
From deep, gets the 3 to fall.
It's been a humongous fourth quarter for him, especially from long range. He's in a groove. That tray of his has just been dead.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game. Here's Hill. Most games sees New York take this one. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome, but maybe not so much with the margin.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony.
Another tight battle in Madison Square Garden, New York City. The Knicks trying to get the win here, but unfortunately the Pacers trying to rally but fell short. 119 to 115. Carmelo Anthony got 33, J.R. Smith got 23, Danny Granger got 35, and George Hill got 23. And a huge duo between Danny Granger and George Hill faces against it was Carmelo Anthony and J.R. Smith. That was a close game here. The Knicks win by 119 to 115, and there's no games on from March 20 to March 24. Gonna skip right here and check out some 4 games coming out with the Thunder, Cavaliers, Timberwolves, Rockets, Wizards, Blazers, and Bucks, Warriors. Gonna skip it right now. Gonna skip it right there. And we got a Thunder win by 13 points. Gonna skimming also right now. It's gonna simulate right there. We got the Thunder, Rockets, Wizards, and the Warriors. Okay, that will be easy here. So move on March 20. We got the Bulls, Pacers, Knicks, Sixers, Thunder, Raptors, Pistons, Suns, Spurs, Kings, Pelicans, Hawks, Grizzlies, Nets, Heat, Grizzlies, Heat, Nuggets, Mavericks, and the Wizards, Lakers. Gonna save here one more. Gonna get before doing anything. We're gonna check out Simulate when we get there. Gonna go to Dallas right here and simulate right now. And Dallas Mavericks continue on the road now, but Wizards are gonna improve win curve by 10 wins. Dallas continue on the road, extend. We got Chicago, New York, Oklahoma, Detroit, San Antonio. Wow, San Antonio dominated. Yeah, wow, the blow 66-point blowout. Wow. Carl Landry got double-double. Grebus Bathwaite just got 9 assists. Tony Parker got 30. Ginobili got 26, Jackson got 17, while a performance by Thiago Splitter 16 and 15, Tim Duncan got 16, Danny Green got 14, and Kawhi Leonard didn't get triple-double, and Patty Mills got 11, Pelicans, Celtics, Heat, Mavericks, and the Lakers. How about that? The Wizards. How about that? Knock off the Lakers. Okay, so the Lakers lose to the Wizards in a close game, so that would be good. So moving on to March 22, we got the Blazers, Bobcats, Sixers, Bulls, Pacers, Grizzlies, Heat, Pelicans, Magic, Jazz, Rockets, Cavaliers, Spurs, Warriors, and Pistons, Clippers. Let's simulate once again here. And then we have the playoffs around the seedings. We got the Blazers, the Bulls, the Grizzlies, the Heat. Okay, that's gonna be good. Utah, Houston, Golden State, and Pistons. Okay, that will be another race for the 3rd spot below as we approach the Mavericks' chance to get in the 3rd spot, so they have a chance to get in the playoffs. So move on to March 23. We got the Hawks, Raptors, Suns, Timberwolves, Wizards, Nuggets, Bucks, Kings, Nets, Mavericks, Magic, Lakers, and Cavaliers, Knicks. So have a chance to simulate right now. Mavericks will improve win over the last year and not continue on a roll for the hot for Dallas downtown. Mavericks on fire right now so far. They're unstoppable. As we got Toronto, Minnesota, Denver, Milwaukee, Dallas, LA Lakers, and the New York Knicks. And New York Knicks still win now 3 in a row so far after the struggle is continuing chasing for the title contender. What's the Knicks now? Their 3-game winning streak they defeat. They knock up against the Sixers. Now the Knicks won. So we're gonna see the rest of them March 24. We got the Rockets, Bobcats, Pacers, Bulls, Timberwolves, Grizzlies, Nets, Pelicans, Nuggets, Thunder, Pistons, Jazz, Suns, Hawks, Blazers, Heat, Sixers, Spurs, and Bucks, Clippers. How many games for? 10. So 10 games right now. And Timberwolves complete the Golden Pro record by 5 wins. Detroit gonna get 15 wins, and Detroit is on their way to the playoffs. Pistons is back to the postseason here. We got the results there. We got the Bobcats somehow. The Pacers, Timberwolves. Oh, not bad Timberwolves. Okay, then still have a shot. Brooklyn, the OKC, Detroit, Atlanta, Miami, San Antonio, and LA. So let's check out the playoff picture right now. So top 3 is in and enjoys the playoff push. The playoff fever right in on the spot on the times. So we're gonna don't care save it right now. I'm gonna approach that. Right now is the Mavericks is fighting for the 3rd seed in the Western Conference to get breakthrough to the playoff spots, hanging in the balance. The New York Knicks still have the shot for the division title with Philadelphia. Now Philadelphia getting to get 3-game losing skid so far. So March 25, we got the Raptors, Cavaliers, Blazers, Magic. Our first game of the night, we're off the American Airlines Center. OKC Thunder take on Dallas Mavericks, and the second game heads to Staples Center, the Knicks and the Lakers. This also was the real life in 2014 NCAA tournament where the Missouri Bears get the upset, huge biggest upset of the night, knock off the title contender and the national championship contender Duke Blue Devils. What score? Missouri beats Duke. That was in real life. There was the greatest upset. Hold on. So it was Friday, the greatest upset ever. The Mercer Bears knock off the Duke by 7, 78-71. And unlike the Duke Blue Devils got lost by the lowest seed, it was the Lehigh. And Mercer Bears got upset on this Friday night. So what a huge upset, 78-71. Even the favorite team, Creighton Blue Jays, got failed by Baylor Bears in the second round of the tournament as a 3 seed. So that was interesting right here. And here's the right on our side of the bracket in St. Louis. Kentucky Wildcats upset Wichita State to break out of the Wichita State, do not get the title contender as the undefeated streak is over, losing by Kentucky in a come from behind. It actually win to the championship run, failed, so that will be good. So what is right now as we approach the playoff fever is on the way for the last 2 playoffs. Check out the power rankings. Miami, Chicago, Rockets, and the Clippers remain top 4. Golden State, Dallas are out of 5 and 6. Memphis stays at 7. OKC in 8. Lakers in the 9. Detroit in the 10. The rest of that will be getting the playoff push right now. And here's the playoff picture in this Western Conference. Top 4, the 4 teams are secure the playoffs. We got the Miami, Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, Washington, Indiana, Atlanta, and Milwaukee. In the hunt is Orlando, Brooklyn, and Atlanta. New York, sorry. In the Western Conference, we got Houston, Oklahoma City, Clippers, Spurs, Mavericks, Lakers, Warriors, Grizzlies in the last spot. And in the hunt is Minnesota and Portland. So that will be wrap up here tonight in the close game here in Madison Square Garden, New York City. And next game, on the other hand, we're off to American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. That should be a matchup for you featuring Kevin Durant of the Oklahoma City Thunder. So we got Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder take on Dirk Nowitzki of the Dallas Mavericks. That will be our first matchup of the night here in Dallas, Texas. And it will be depending tentative to shoot choice either Friday or Saturday. In our second game, we're off in LA, California. We got the 2 superstars once again. Carmelo Anthony of the New York Knicks take on Kobe Bryant of the Los Angeles Lakers. That'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin, and congratulations to the 2025 NBA Draft #1 overall pick for the Dallas Mavericks is Cooper Flag from Duke University. Congratulations to Cooper Flag, and now have a chance are likely to return to the playoffs. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin as the Knicks beat the Pacers by 4, 119-115. This is Andre Kenshin. Say song from Madison Square Garden, New York City. We'll see you tomorrow or Saturday. First game hit the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas for the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Dallas Mavericks, followed by the second game here at the Staples Center for the New York Knicks and the Los Angeles Lakers. Sign up and peace out. Good night, and reminder, we'll see you either tomorrow or Saturday. We're off the American Airlines Center. First matchup of the day here in Dallas, Texas for the Oklahoma City Thunder take on the Dallas Mavericks, followed by the second game will be the Staples Center in LA, the New York Knicks, and the Los Angeles Lakers. Once again, say song. It's time to say sign up and peace out. Good night, and might be see you tomorrow or Saturday night. Peace.